Hi, everyone. So we're going to be talking about weathering today of two different types of rocks. So I want you to be able to take a good look. This rock here is called conglomerate. And what I want you to see are all of the different sediment sizes that are there, probably gravel, sand, maybe some silt and clay, holding that together, very similar to a concrete mixture. This is a sedimentary type rock, so it's made up of other sediments. Our other rock is granite. This is the stuff that curbs are made out of as you're driving through neighborhoods. Maybe you have it in your kitchen. It's a very durable rock, and you can see, I think that's as close as I can get you. Oh, there we go. That it's actually like little crystals of the minerals that are bonded together. So I'm not seeing individual pieces. They're all similar in size. That are bonded together as opposed to like having a huge gravel piece next to a very small sand piece. These mineral crystals are about the same size, very tightly together. So weathering is the breaking of rocks into pieces. So, we weather a mountain, we get boulders. We weather boulders, we get the next smallest size, probably a cobble, and then a pebble. And then, the rest, gravel, sand, silt, and clay. And so weathering is breaking it down. Physical weathering is breaking it down by force. So if we were together, you would love this lesson because we have a jar of each of these types. And what we're going to do to apply a force is to shake it as loud as we can, which is too loud and annoying for your video. So we're going to shake these for 30 seconds and we'll be right back to you. Bye. So we are back, and I shook the granite, and I want you to make some observations about what was going on there. And hopefully you can see that I have scratched the inside of that peanut butter jar all over the place. And this tells me that the granite is much harder than the plastic. And at the very bottom, you can see I have some sediment that has broken off, some small sizes, probably sand in nature. We're going to show you in a minute. And maybe there's just a fine powder or coating on the inside of this jar. Now, Miss Boyce is going to talk to you about conglomerate.
So I shook the conglomerate. If you see, not so many scratches, but my jar is a lot messier than Mrs. Harrington's. All right, and if you look here, there's a lot more of the sediment in my jar. All right, and there's still those pieces. All right.
So now we're going to change the angle of the camera and show you the powder as it comes out. So I have the granite first, and I still have those 4 pieces. And just like we talked about before, so I have some very fine, and this is definitely sand that I'm feeling. Ms. Boyce is going to talk to you about the conglomerate.
So if you look at mine, so as I pour it out. So like Mrs. Harrington said, I started with 4 pieces, and I definitely ended with more than 4 pieces here. So we still got some bigger pieces, but I've definitely broken up into, and you can definitely see the different steps. You've got the pebbles, and then we're moving into the gravel, and then we have the sand. You hear it kind of grinding on the paper plate. Okay. And then I've got, going back to our soil test earlier this week, we have that, I've got that kind of smooth feeling on my fingers. So there's maybe a little bit of silt or some clay in there.
Awesome. So we've demonstrated for you physical weathering. So weathering by force, breaking things down by force. We did that with our physical force. In nature, what can do that? Well, obviously, like a volcanic eruption, earthquake is going to break things apart. But simple things in your neighborhood, if you're walking around and you see the sidewalk heaving a little bit and breaking from the tree roots are actually pretty strong, right? And they can displace and provide a force to weaken that. But in our area, we also have a lot of potholes in the road. What causes that? Well, it's the freezing and thawing of water. And if you watch my hands there, right? So we expand when we freeze, and that expansion just provides enough little lift to create a plane of weakness and the snow plow comes along and we have a pothole. So, but those things can happen in nature as well. If any of you have gone down to the Finger Lakes region, around all the waterfalls, it looks like this like amphitheater. It's kind of not a flat waterfall, but more of a rounded basin. And that's from the freeze thaw action because we have our cold winters here as well. So weathering is breaking things down. Physical weathering is breaking them down by force. And we have some other weathering that we're going to talk about in our next video.